All right. College football awards. Heisman Trophy will be announced Saturday evening. Today, the Associated Press named Colorado's Travis Hunter Jr., the two-way standout, the College Football Player of the Year, 43 votes. He got 26 of the 43, and Ashton Jeanty ended up with, I think he had how many votes? 16. Finished second with 16 votes. So he got 26. Jeanty got 16, and those are the two main guys out of 43 for the AP College Football Player of the Year.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear those are the two dudes in most of these awards for the overall player of the year. Those are going to be the two highest vote getters this Saturday for the Heisman, barring some just shocking voting by people across the country. I mean, it appears it's those two guys. So, yeah, I think if you're hopeful for Travis Hunter to win the Heisman, then maybe this is an award that you see him win. You go, okay, that's a good sign. The percentages and all that maybe he'll go and pick up another prestigious one this Saturday. But I am curious to see what that final Heisman vote breakdown looks like, whoever it is. If it's Ashton Jeanty, I mean, that's going to be historic on a level of just a player at a program like that, beating out players who are at quote-unquote bigger programs. That's going to be fascinating. And if not, I mean, it's going to be a huge deal for Colorado, a huge feather in the cap for Dion, a huge achievement for Travis Hunter and his teammates. But I will be very interested in what the vote breakdown looks like. Does he dominate if he wins, or was it like really neck and neck with he and Jeanty? I'm curious about that because in the public discourse, It seems very, very tight.
Here's going to be an interesting historical lesson for all of us. This is the history of the AP. Now, there's the Maxwell Award and others that are huge awards for Player of the Year. Last year, Jaden Daniels won it. He won the Heisman. 2 years ago, Caleb Williams won it. He won the Heisman. Bryce Young won it. Devontae Smith, Joe Burrow.
It's all Heisman, yeah.
Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey did not win the Heisman in 15. Marcus Mariota did not win it. Jameis Winston in 13 did. Manziel in 12, RG3 in 11, Cam Newton in 10, and Dominican Sue in 9. Sam Bradford in 08. So, I mean, Tim, this is probably about 80 and 90% of the time the AP Player of the Year appears to have won the Heisman the same year.
So basically like 17 of the last 20
that's a good
have been Heisman winners that also
Troy Smith in 06. Well, I'm like looking for a guy that was kind of a little bit of a surprise, and he won it at the same year too. So, yeah.
Well, that bodes well for Travis Hunter, and again, I don't think any of us would be surprised if he's the winner. I think if I had to put money on it, and I haven't looked at the Vegas odds because I just don't typically do that with the Heisman, but maybe that's an indicator as well. I haven't looked, though, but having no knowledge of what those odds look like right now off the top of my head, I would say just if I had to guess that Travis Hunter is the slight favorite over Ashton Jeanty. So I think that probably plays out again this year.
I think so, too. That's the feeling I get. The feeling I also get is you wonder, which I hope to God nobody who has one of the 900 votes, and me included, that nobody there's any kind of anti-Colorado or Dion or whatever. If that's the case, pull their damn vote. But I understand emotions can get into it just like anything with Hall of Fame. But Travis Hunter was amazing. Ashton Jeanty amazing, along with the others that are there, Dylan Gabriel and Cam Ward. Now, Kelvin Banks. Man, he got hurt in that game with Georgia, and they had 2 weeks ago, wasn't it, against A&M?
That was last weekend.
Kelvin Banks?
Oh, no.
Oh, he got hurt against A&M. Yeah. And, I mean, that freshman Goolsby came in and played really well. Now, Georgia's a different animal. Won the Lombardi Award for the best lineman in college football. Good for him. He is an absolute island out there and perfectly fit to protect your backside when he's playing at the offensive tackle position.
Where's he, Paul, in the mock draft?
Oh, he's
world.
up there. He's up there. Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that a lot of people want. I see him mostly in the top 20. You know, this is not a super deep year for offensive linemen, but you're going to have guys: Kelvin Banks, Will Campbell, Emory Jones, Jonas. I don't want to say his name wrong. From Arizona, will probably be up there. He's very highly thought of. So there's not a ton of guys. Parker Brailsford at center for Alabama, probably the top rated at that position. But Kelvin Banks very well could be the first offensive lineman off the board. He's very, very good.
Yeah, he is. He's really, really, really good. So he wins that award. Now, how about this one? The Butkus Award to Jalen Carter, Georgia. Unbelievable player. Do you know he was not even first-team SEC? I think he missed some games. Didn't he miss a couple of – he missed some games. 11 and 13. They're 11. Both of them that came back in that Texas game and were unbelievable. Wins the Butkus Award, and he's just a freaking reeking draft, just unbelievable. A wrecking ball.
Honestly, when I voted for this earlier this year, like there's some really good linebackers in the country, but it was one of those things like who you put in first. It's like, well, it's Jalen Walker. Like he's the best one. Like that's not. It was kind of like my vote in the Thorpe Award, which I'm surprised. Wasn't so obvious. They were like, who's the best one? Like, yeah, you can pick the guy with the most interceptions, or you can pick the guy with the most sacks or whatever, but who's the best one? Isn't that what the award says? Like, who do you think the best one is? Well, to me, it was like, and I know that was Travis Hunter, but Jalen Walker to me, I think was just super obvious on that.
All right, so there's that one. And there's the Paul Hornung Award. And of course, Travis Hunter wins that one, too, for the most versatile player in college football. Now, Craig, there's some more awards that are going out tonight, right? I don't know if Home Depot still sponsors that or not. Some of them have already been given out, but it's an award show tonight in college football.
Yeah, it's still the Home Depot College Awards. That's still the name of it. And Savai Na is what you're trying to pronounce over there, Paul.
Savai Na.
Yeah, he's Arizona
DJ
Uiagalelei.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. What's the Tennessee quarterback's name?
Nico Mialiava.
Almost.
Sure, close enough. But yeah.
Bite me.
Yeah. There is the Home Depot College Football Awards tonight, so there will be a lot of the major awards that haven't been announced yet getting announced. That will include the Bednarik, Bolitnikoff, Groza, Ray Guy, Maxwell, Davey O'Brien, Outland, Thorpe, and the Doak Walker. All of those awards are getting doled out later on tonight. So we can't, and we don't want to, I don't think, go over all of these awards. But you do have Travis Hunter that's up for the Bednarik, along with Abdul Carter of Penn State and also Caleb Downs of Ohio State. That was a good little pickup in the portal for the Buckeyes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You got the Bolitnikoff. Now, this one's very interesting. Tedero McMillan of Arizona, Travis Hunter of Colorado, and Nick Nash of San Jose State. Are you guys allowed to unveil your ballots here in this regard?
I think we could, but I don't think we should.
Okay. Well, if I was voting,
it's already been. It's not going to change. Like,
well, I mean, there could be a write-in.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Go ahead, Paul. Who did you vote for Bolitnikoff?
For Bolitnikoff, read the finalists to me again. So
Travis Hunter, Tedero McMillan, and Nick Nash.
I voted for Travis Hunter.
I voted for Nick Nash. He put up numbers that were just so much higher. I don't care who he plays for, they were like unbelievably better. McMillan, obviously, I just thought there was a couple of games down the stretch. McMillan and Arizona weren't very good. Travis Hunter's phenomenal. I think he's a better corner than a receiver. I think he's great at both. But Nick Nash just put up huge numbers.
Yeah, I think that's a award I really thought, like at midway point, that's Tedero McMillan to lose.
Yep.
And I do think the way they played down the stretch, it would probably cost him that award, but he's going to be great in the NFL. And Travis Hunter, Nick Nash, I think whoever gets that one there, of those two, certainly deserving. And if McMillan were to pull the upset, then hey, great for the Wildcats. They could definitely use some good news. I found this of interest. Florida State had a very forgettable year. Would we all agree?
Can we go back to Nash for a second?
Go ahead.
Because I know 104 catches, 1,382 yards, 16 touchdowns. Now, Hunter had 14, and very similar. And then, obviously, we know about what McMillan did. He was third overall with 1,319 yards, but the only 8 touchdowns. And I think like 4 of them were in one game early in the year from Fifita. Okay, move on.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hunter doing that in the Big 12 is maybe a little bit more impressive. But if you want to give it to Nick Nash, I'm not gonna argue with you over that. No, we can all agree that Florida State was terrible this year. I was polite the first time around, but straight to the point. But hey, man, their special teams.
Hey, when you're terrible, you're
buddy.
good punters.
Yeah.
You got Lou Groza finalist and Ryan Fitzgerald and a Ray Guy finalist in Alex Mastromano. So a lot of kicking going on for Florida State.
And here's the thing.
The field goal kicker, you and I, we debated about this one.
Okay, it's the best one, right? He's the best one.
He didn't kick
the best
a lot.
one.
He didn't.
He didn't have a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
his opportunities were limited in comparison to some other guys.
Autry at the Cowboys, they suck on offense, and he's got 52 field goals of 50 yards or more. He overcame that.
Yeah. But also, his coach was smart enough to put him in the game.
When they got to the midfield.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is our best thing. Mike Norvell was in a position quite often before you said Jackrabbit that a field goal wasn't going to help you. Like you'd have had to kick 11 of them to even make a dent, and you weren't going to have 11 possessions. So, yeah, he's the best one. Alex Mastromano is a fantastic punter. The worst news for Florida State this offseason when it comes to that roster clearing out is both of them are redshirt seniors and they're gone.
Oh.
Like that's the worst news when it comes to who's going to be back or not that you want back. Those two won't be back.
No, so they both have chances to win. I thought it was interesting to see Florida State there have finalists for both of those awards. But Maxwell, Genty, Hunter, Gabriel, the finalists there. Davey O'Brien, you got Shador Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, Cam Ward, the finalists there. Do you guys have any preference? Because that's one where I feel like you really could go three different ways and make an argument there. If you don't want to reveal for sake of pushing away our audience.
There's a lot of things we voted for, and you get some of them. I want to make sure I get the Maxwell. I don't want to reveal that one.
Okay.
Because that's for college football's player of the year, and from that one. Yeah. When it came to, what was the quarterback? Well, the Davey O'Brien Award. Gabriel, Shador.
I voted for Shador.
And Cam Ward.
Yeah, I
think I voted for Shador on that one.
Yeah, so that's going to be an interesting one. I think Shador is a very valid
I did vote
pick
for
there.
Shador. I remember I did. That was another one where I grinded on it, though.
Yeah, let me run through these last couple, or three, actually. The Outland, you'll have Kelvin Banks of Texas, Michigan's Mason Graham, and also Ole Miss's Walter Nolan. Both those guys, D linemen, obviously. Thorpe Award, Jade Barron of Texas, Ohio State's Caleb Downs, and Malachi Starks of Georgia for the best defensive back in the country. And I think Texas has obviously a lot of history with that award they're very proud of. So if Barron could join that group, that'd be a really big deal for them. And then there's the Doak Walker, Ashton Genty, Omarion Hampton, North Carolina, Caleb Johnson of Iowa. If Ashton Genty doesn't win that one, that would be kind of a shocker.
I almost didn't want to vote for anybody else, even though those guys are all really good. I voted for Ashton Genty.
For the best running back in America?
They give you the way they give you the vote is they have
3, 2, 1.
They have 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And so
first, second, third place.
Yeah, so you vote Ashton Genty, and then you have to pick the 2 and the 3. And I just I don't even know what I did. I was just click, like 1, click, submit, doesn't matter on the other 2. So no offense to Caleb Johnson and all that, but you know.
So I think that's pretty
nice
clear.
To a gunfight.
Let me tell you something about the Thorpe Award. Johnny Barron's unbelievable. Caleb Downs, I remember saying what Nick Saban said earlier this year. He was maybe the best player on Alabama's team last year. And the fact he left for Ohio State, like you said, what a great pickup for the Buckeyes.
Yep, so there's the awards that will be doled out tonight. There's some others as well, but that'll be on ESPN.